Most women believe that to be an amazing lover for a man, they need to become better at giving him pleasure. Also important to improve for your lover as well, of course, no doubt. But here's something that women don't get. The most important thing that you need to learn to do for him to feel deeply satisfied and fulfilled and happy with you in sex is not how to give pleasure to his body. Even though that's also relevant and should be done, it is for you as a woman to learn to enjoy sex more. Far more important, far more impactful, the most important thing for him to feel that you are absolutely amazing in bed is for you to learn to fully, deeply enjoy what you are receiving from him. And when your man is deeply unhappy and unfulfilled and unsatisfied in his sex life with you and you are afraid to lose him maybe, trust me, 9 times out of 10, it's not because your blowjob is not good enough. He feels it's something to do with that. And he feels that you could do more about it, but you're not doing it. Women are typically so in their head during sex, they're disconnected from their body. They're not connected with their pleasure. They struggle to engage, to get aroused, to be orgasmic, or for that reason to want sex. And then they think, oh, that's just the way it is. It's just my problem. But how do I keep him satisfied? How do I give a good hand job and a good blowjob? But this is not at all what your man wants. Needless to say, we are talking about healthy, caring, loving sexual connections. We're not talking about pleasing some random guy who doesn't care for you at all. And a lot of women are confused. Isn't this just something that happens when sex is good? How is it something I'm learning or doing? But actually enjoying sex is the weakness that women have in their ability as a lover. It is your lovemaking skill. In the same way as men have a poor understanding of a woman's body. And what the man learns and contributes to be a good lover for you is how to really make love to your body well. In the same way, women have a very poor understanding of how to be with sex, connect with it and enjoy it. And for you to be a good lover for him, this is the main thing that you need to learn and to contribute. So I'm going to tell you now why the most important sexual skill is how you are enjoying what you're receiving. Also a brief outline of what's involved in developing this ability, and also how this makes your sexual technique of pleasuring him with the ability to enjoy yourself far more powerful than you could ever do with a technical blowjob. First of all, everybody knows that for men, a huge source of his turn-on and pleasure and satisfaction in sex comes from seeing that his woman is enjoying him and what he's doing. Now, sometimes there is a temptation to interpret this as, just purely about ego, like he wants to feel that he's the best. But, it's a lot more complex than this. And there are a number of really profound feelings there for a man and a real energetic effect. To be fair, some of it will be about validation, a reassurance that he's successful, that he's doing it well. Not that we should have sex for validation, but, it's an important feeling for all of us. But also when a man feels that he is enjoying a woman's body because he loves it, he finds it attractive, and he can feel that the woman is really enjoying that. He feels her pleasure, he feels her turn on, he feels that she's just loving it from him and it's making her feel really good. These are all the things that he can feel quite easily from, where you are. For him, there is a sense of real intimacy. You're loving it from him specifically. He feels really desirable and sexy because you're all turned on and loving it from him. And there's also like a massive energetic effect. Who knows where it comes from? But when you're all alive with your pleasure, with your turn on, it just massively feeds back into his system. He gets super aroused from feeling that from you. That heightens all his pleasure, everything he's feeling, his whole complete satisfaction from sex in this moment. A lot of men don't need a woman to do much. They want to have her body, they want to enjoy her body, they are already feeling a lot from her body, a lot of pleasure. They just want to feel that energy from the woman. They don't need you to stimulate him physically, he's already stimulating himself. But it only works if he feels that you're really into it and loving it and you are vibrating with him. So let me ask you, what is likely to satisfy a man more? Feeling that he's an amazing lover, that you find his body really hot and desirable, that you're physically reacting like this, that he's special, all his senses and pleasure and turn on heightened by the energy of your body, which will of course include his stimulation and orgasm anyway, or a decent mechanical blowjob. What's likely to keep his interest more? Try not to think about it like, how amazing was I as a lover? Think of it as how amazing was sex for him. And sex is amazing for him like this only with you, when you are like this, yeah? And also men then feel a really profound sense of connection, because it's not true that, women are all about, loving sex and connection and men just want to fuck. Men likewise want to feel deep connection with their partners. They feel that connection through sex, but not by looking into your eyes, by seeing how you vibrate with him in that shared pleasure that you are loving from him. That's when he feels that deep connection with you. Another thing that's really important to men, willingness to have sex. A lot of men complain that in their relationships they don't feel the willingness from women. Quite frankly, for a man, an amazing lover is somebody who wants to have sex with him. Often the quantity of sex matters a lot to men, but it's not just about that. It's the fact that you want to experience him often. Again, makes him feel desired. It makes him feel you're an amazing sexual partner and you have a great connection. Learning to stimulate his penis better or give him a massage is not going to make you want sex more, but learning to really be in your body during sex and discover a lot more pleasure and sexual energy in your body, that will, because you will love how it feels, you will be alive with it constantly, you'll have a higher sex drive, all from your ability to enjoy sex more. The other thing, in a similar vein, for men, often an amazing sexual partner is somebody who feels free with the man. He feels the woman is not holding back, she's not being restricted. You can do lovemaking, but you can also do something really wild and animalistic. So he feels free to have different kinds of sex, and he feels she's up for it and she's enjoying all of it. Now, in my experience, that's pretty achievable for a lot of women, even when they feel pretty uptight and tense about most things in sex. But it's also all about you learning to connect with sexual energy in your body and really feel it and enjoy it and love it and be nourished by it. And then often women find that they can go into those more wild and raw places, and they also love it because their sexual energy has been opened, but it does need to go in the correct order. And if a man is too insistent on starting with some wild and raw and really free things, that usually backfires massively and just shuts a woman down. So good proper lovemaking skills are important to start with, and then it can diversify into all those places. You ask most men, they don't want somebody who can just give them a blowjob. They want a woman with who the man feels totally received, responsive to him, he feels desirable for her, she has powerful sexual energy for him that he feels from her body that turns him on. He loves seeing her surrender. He loves seeing her being pleased by him. He loves taking her. He loves seeing that she loves being taken by him. So if you understand this, look, the brilliance of it is you are no longer in that place and you love sex, and that sexual energy is in your life, and you don't feel sex as a job to do for him. And he will have the most amazing, mind-blowing sex with you. That's what most men will tell you, not somebody who gives a good blowjob. Yes, also important things to learn, of course. But here's the thing. How to give the man the most amazing pleasure to his body. If you're just focusing on doing the job for him, it's going to feel mechanical, it's going to feel like he's being serviced. For a man who's actually able to feel you, it's a turn-off. It's only if you learn to enjoy sex more, then you will enjoy his body more. You will love it, you'll be all over it. It's the same thing you're enjoying, but through what you are doing. And then he really feels that you're into it. You give so much more pleasure that you can never do with just mechanical stimulation. Also, if you enjoy sex fully, including when you're receiving from him, you will naturally do things for him more. You will just want to. And that's an extra super powerful thing for his pleasure that you are more often choosing to, and there isn't a feeling that it's your turn. How do you learn to enjoy sex more as your most important sexual skill to be an amazing lover for your man? Basically means learning to feel more, learning to be more in your body and feel and perceive more the sensation. And everything else comes from this. The turn on, the vibration, the losing yourself, transmitting back to him, feeling free, wanting to do things for him, wanting sex, all of that comes from this. There is a lot of talk about the ability to be open and surrendering and feminine. As a concept, that's a helpful idea, but it's a little bit abstract. So in the practical way, this is what it comes down to. In every moment, there is what you are receiving, what your partner is doing, and there is how you're receiving it. Are you connecting with it and magnifying it? Or are you disconnected in your head and you're blocking it and diminishing it? In that moment, the input needs to be good and the reception needs to be good. So if you transform both parts of it, you can totally flourish as a vibrant sexual woman, and everything in your life will change from that. So, first of all, improving how you're receiving everything. This is about learning how to make a very clear, dedicated space right now for this moment, putting everything else on hold, coming into your body, really learning to feel your body, and really intensely listening, perceiving every sexual sensation and sexual vibration, and feeling how it is enriching you. By doing that, you will literally magnify everything you're feeling. And over time, that has a compounding effect. Your whole body becomes naturally a lot more sensitive, a lot more responsive. Your problem is not that you have a busy head, and that's why you can't listen to the sensation of pleasure in your body. Your problem is that you are not listening to the sensation of pleasure in your body, and that is why you have a busy head. It is a consequence, not the cause. Now, this is totally a skill that you build through practice. You don't believe that you can do this because your head is in the way, only because you have never practiced it intentionally and you never developed it. I've taken so many women successfully through this process over the years to completely, fully opening their sexual energy. Some people don't believe they can do this, but you can really transform this in a very short time. You just need to practice it as a skill in the same way as you would practice a physical sexual technique. And my advice to you is please stop looking at it as some kind of exercise. That's horrible. Look at it as a wonderful experience of exploring that world of sensations, vibrations in your body, being really thirsty for them, attentive to them. Now, you can get away with any sort of generic mindfulness practice in your body, any practice of being present in your body, which you might have used already in sort of a non-sexual context somewhere. If you would like some help, you can use my optimized solution, which I have developed with all these women over the years. It is available in my holistic sex course. It's a very specific way to feel more that's adapted specifically for sex, that helps you to make space and to relax and to feel your body and to feel everything that's going on. Also very helpful that there are specifics for different parts of sex and different parts of your body that really help you to enhance everything. But like I said, you can use any other solution that helps you to do that in your body. The other part of it is that sex needs to be good, because if sex is crappy, then of course with all your super presence in your body, you're just enhancing something crappy, right? Sex that doesn't work for women, I always say it, is just institutionalized in our culture, and most women think they're having normal sex. You're not. It's not supposed to work for women. Some women enjoy it, it's a miracle. But the problem is that women just know that what's happening now doesn't feel good, but they don't know what that input should be. So you just really need to self-educate about every part of sex, what it should be like, that would work well for a woman's body. There is just honestly so much that you can change in how sex is done. And then you can have a really amazing sensation, which you are then enhancing with your presence and your receptivity. But you're losing confidence trying to feel good from things that are not supposed to feel good for you. The mistake is for women to expect that, your man will learn it somewhere. You need to take control of this. So learn about yourself, so you know this about yourself. Then within this context that we're talking about, that the man really wants you to feel good in sex, it really means a lot to him. He will often want to know this from you. And often you will find there are just a few simple things that make the difference. And they can be quite easy to communicate. And in a way that makes the man feel that you are just asking him for a desire, which he's happy to provide, and then you are loving it from him. So do that from whatever source feels reliable to you. But take charge of it in your life. Don't expect this from the man. Now, if you would like my help, that's also completely available. It's all in my holistic sex course. Again, I'm teaching there everything that works the best way for the woman, for every part of her body, for every part of sex, the whole sexual process. It's very comprehensive, and it's all from a large data of women that I worked with over the years. And I also teach you what you can do for his body in different ways to give him the richest feeling as well. I hope this has been useful, has given you some insight, and you know now where you need to go with it.